Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone and tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ken Malager, in for Jeremy Grunin. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, streaming live at WOBMAM.com at 1160 and 1310 on your radio AM dial, and on the Radio Pup app at 1160 News Talk Radio, broadcasting from the beautiful Town Square Media Tower in downtown Toms River, where your current temperature is 46 degrees, getting up to the mid-50s today. Join our conversation this morning at 732-505-1160. Jeffrey H. Gerstenblatt, a lifelong resident of New Jersey and the New Jersey Shore. Mr. Gerstenblatt was graduated from Freehold Township High School and continued his education at Rutgers College, Rutgers University, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1984. He was graduated from Rutgers School of Law, Camden in 1988, and Mr. Gerstenblatt was admitted to the New Jersey and Pennsylvania bars in 1989. Mr. Gerstenblatt established the law office of Jeffrey H. Gerstenblatt in 1995, and his practice is concentrated in litigation and is dedicated to the legal needs of its clients in an affordable and reasonable way. Mr. Gerstenblatt is a member of the New Jersey Bar Association, Ocean County Bar Association, Monmouth County Bar Association, and Creditors Bar Association. Mr. Gerstenblatt serves as a mediator for the special civil part cases in Monmouth and Ocean counties and is an early settlement panelist for matrimonial cases in the Ocean County Family Court. He is a gentleman, in addition to a scholar, I might add, and devoting much time and energy to many charitable organizations, not least of all, the American Cancer Society and the Girl Scouts of the Jersey Shore. I am pleased that this and more brings Jeff back to our studio this morning. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Ken.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Really excited. It's going to be a great morning of conversation. I want to touch on several things, but first of all, you have a great career in the law. What was your aha moment? When did you decide, and what was that made you decide to become an attorney?
You know, I wish I had an aha moment. I had graduated from Rutgers University with a political science degree. And took a year off, really felt that I needed another degree. I was not a person with any aptitude for math or science or anything like that, but I was always an excellent writer. I'm a bookworm.
All right.
And I thought the law would be probably a good thing to go into. I applied to law schools, thankfully got into Rutgers, and decided to go.
Excellent. See, I also hold a degree in political science, so I became a florist. So they are very worthwhile degrees, those degrees in political science. But that's awesome. Great story there. So Rutgers, you bleed scarlet red.
I do.
You attend many games.
Yeah, I'm a season ticket holder for men's basketball, which has not been so good the last few years, but we have a new coach coming in. And
Fingers are
also
crossed.
for football.
And also for football.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our family, by virtue of my husband, Jonathan, who was also a graduate of Rutgers Law, I don't get to as many games as they, because many of these games happen to be on weekends, and brides tend to like to get married on Fridays and Saturdays. So I don't make it to as many games, but Jonathan and his sister and her husband, Jay, and nephew get out to quite a few of them. What are some of the greatest rewards, Jeff, that you found in your career as an attorney here at the Jersey Shore? What's been some of those greatest rewards?
Well, there's no question as a lawyer, and sometimes I see people at their worst. Law is pretty hard. I always say in my next life, I want to come back selling big screen televisions and tell people that they don't have to pay for a year. And that would be, everyone would love you. Nobody loves lawyers. But it's really about helping people. When people are satisfied, when people get the results that they want, I feel good. And no matter what you're trying to achieve in the legal profession, if you don't like helping people, if you don't like helping people with their problems, it's probably not the right place for you.
Right. And you certainly do. So I would say, as a mediator, that is your task. You're brought in to as sometimes as a last ditch effort before things go to trial. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And it's such an important function in the courts. I do volunteer mediation at the courts because I frankly take advantage of that program with my own cases. Lots of times you don't want to go to trial. You don't want a result like that. You want to work it out with people. You want to be able to settle. And I could tell you, as an attorney looking out for the interests of my clients, there's no perfect cases. You always want to try and settle a case in almost all times. And it's also for the actual legal system itself. There's simply too many cases and not enough judges available to have to go to trial with all of these cases.
Right.
So the mediation programs that they do in Ocean County, all over the state, are really instrumental to making justice work in this state.
So that's tremendous. So as someone that takes advantage of it, you also obviously have to pay it forward and participate in it when you are able.
I can't say that every attorney believes that, but I certainly, as someone who does a lot of litigation, who goes to court quite a bit, I certainly believe that.
Oh, that's tremendous. Tremendous. What are some of those greatest challenges that you feel that you face as an attorney, either here on the Jersey Shore specifically or just in your profession in general? What are some challenges that you might be able to enumerate for our listeners that might think that, like you said, nobody loves attorneys? I happen to love an attorney, but that nobody loves attorneys. What advocate for yourself for a moment. What are some of those greatest challenges that attorneys face?
I think the challenge sometimes for me is just sitting down with a client, gaining their trust. The image of attorneys, unfortunately, sometimes is not good. People call attorneys, especially when litigators, like I said, when they have a problem, when something's going on in their lives. So you don't really see people at their best. So you really got to gain people's trust. Sometimes you never really get there with a client, but hopefully you have that kind of relationship where you can help people. I have a great story. A few years ago, I met a friend's girlfriend, and she didn't want to tell me what she did. I asked her what she did. She didn't want to tell me.
Right.
And she said, well, we're not very popular right now. And I said, come on, you know, what do you do? And she told me she was a teacher, and my response was, I'm a lawyer. You know, you have years to go. You have years to go before you catch up to me.
Right. Many bar jokes and other things before you catch up to the attorneys. Yes.
Right. You know, my office, we really, I don't always dress in suits and ties. So I try and make it comfortable for the client and casual for the client.
Right. Approachable.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, in addition to being a talented barrister, Jeff is very involved in our community. And when we come back, we want to touch on so many things, including the Strand, the Girl Scouts of the Jersey Shore, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. We have so much to speak to Jeffrey about, and we're so pleased that brings him into our studio today. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I'm Ken Malagier, in for Jeremy.
Get more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin at our website, WOBMAM.com. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are so pleased that you are joining us this morning and spending a little bit of your morning with us. I'm Ken Malagier, in for Jeremy Grunin. I have a tremendous guest with us this morning, Jeffrey H. Gerstenblatt, a lifelong resident of New Jersey and the Jersey Shore. And join our conversation at 732-505-1160. We're here and discussing many things Jersey Shore. Of course, Jeff's tremendous career as an attorney here on the Jersey Shore. But even more specifically, we want to get into some of the charitable organizations that you devote your time and treasure to. This weekend, we have a great show coming up at the Strand Theater.
We do. We have Eaglemania. It's the third time I'm on the board of directors of the Strand Theater, or this, we like to call it the Strand Center for the Arts.
Excellent.
And it is a beautiful restored theater in Lakewood.
It is a tremendous theater.
It is. It's pretty incredible when you walk in. People are awed by it. Built in 1922, restored in 1992, and this Saturday is Eaglemania.
Excellent.
We've already sold a huge number of tickets, but there will be
Great.
tickets at the door. Tickets are still available.
Can you buy tickets online, Jeff?
You can, absolutely. Strand.org is our website, and you can see a list of all of our shows, and we're adding more shows. And I think it's going to be a really special show. Eagle Mania has been to the Strand twice before and always done excellent shows, but I think the death of Glenn Frey has sort of been sandwiched in between David Bowie and Prince and hasn't gotten the recognition. Glenn Frey was a tremendous person.
Very talented musician.
Music.
Absolutely.
And one of the founding members of the Eagles. So we're going to do a little tribute to him that night. And people who love the Eagles and love the Eagles music like I do, Eagle Mania is tremendous. They really do a great show.
That's great. And the Strand itself, they are tremendous hosts. I would say that not only do you as a board and you as an organization at the Historic Strand Theater promote and provide for great programming yourselves, you also attract great organizations to do productions at your theater. I can think of certainly Exit 82, which they do tremendous work. I know Billy Cardone was on just a couple of weeks ago with Jeremy, and they really produce such quality community theater, but being able to perform that on a stage like the Strand is just outrageous. There are so many communities that don't have that type of facility. We are so fortunate, and I know, certainly speaking as the president of the board of the Garden State Philharmonic, we love every opportunity that we have to perform at the Strand, and whether we're doing that in conjunction with the Atlantic City Ballet for the Nutcracker, which we do at the Strand almost every year. That's almost an annual event. It's just a tremendous theater. So thanks for all your hard work and keeping it open, Jeff. I know that's been a struggle.
It has been a bit of a struggle, but I can tell you that we have turned a tremendous corner. The staff that is there right now and the people who are running that theater are the best since I have been associated with it.
And that's how long?
About 3 or 4 years.
Great.
It's becoming hard to book dates there because we have so many shows coming in. We're already booking into 2017.
That is excellent.
It's so exciting, and I just also want to mention that they're great hosts. We have a gallery room at the theater.
Yes, I've drank in that room often.
Yes, with a beautiful new bar that we installed that holds over 100 people. So we like to host events during the week and things like that. So really, it's
a jewel in the crown.
It really is.
It really is.
It's a tremendous place in Ocean County. And by the way, if you're a music lover, it probably has some of the best sight lines and acoustics of any theater.
I couldn't agree
in the
more.
state.
Absolutely true. And that is for mic'd and non-mic'd events because and there's a difference. And those that do go to the theater can appreciate that. When the Philharmonic performs, obviously that's a non-mic'd event, and it is tremendous. It is absolutely beautiful. We're here with Jeffrey Gerstenblatt. Jeff, give out that website again for the Strand Theater.
It's www.strand.org.
Excellent. So visit thestrand.org. You'll see the upcoming events, and not least of all, grab your tickets for Eagle Mania this Saturday night at the Strand Theater.
The news never stops at WOBMAM.com. Get the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back. I'm Ken Malagier, in for Jeremy Grunin, your local small business owner here on the Jersey Shore of Narcissus Florals, your florist of choice, despite Zach continuously running the Pro Flowers ad. So with me this morning, I have Jeffrey Gerstenblatt, a lifelong resident of the New Jersey Shore, and he was graduated from Rutgers School of Law, Camden in 1988. Mr. Gerstenblatt was admitted to the New Jersey and Pennsylvania bars in 1989 and established the law office of Jeffrey H. Gerstenblatt in 1995. We have the pleasure to speak to Jeff about not only his practice of law, but also the amazing and wonderful charitable organizations that he is involved with here on the Jersey Shore. So welcome back, Jeff.
Thank you.
This is a great morning. Of course, you can join our conversation at 732-505-1160. Tell me a little bit about the Girl Scouts of the Jersey Shore. I understand you, sir, are man enough to be a Girl Scout.
I am man enough to be a Girl Scout. It's a great organization. I am on the Corporate Leadership Council. We have a mutual friend, Madeline Rice, at the Girl Scouts.
We do.
And I just wanted to mention that their next event coming up, their next big event coming up, is their golf outing, the Golf Classic. And you and I both know Madeline, so it's going to be the golf outing to end all golf outings.
Right. Madeline does nothing small.
No.
No.
And it's going to be on July 11th at Manasquan River Golf Club.
Oh, that's a great course. Beautiful.
So if you know a Girl Scout, love a Girl Scout, or if you've been a Girl Scout, come on out and play golf with us. And also, even if you don't golf, you can come out. You can go to the dinner. After, we're going to have a big networking dinner after. So there's a lot of information on JerseyShoreGirlScouts.org.
Excellent. That'll be July 11th. Jeffrey, are you a golfer?
I'm not. I've never played golf in my life.
I didn't think you were because I had never seen you out on the golf course. But
I'll be there helping. I don't think anybody would want to see me play golf.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You'll stick to the spectator sports.
I will.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, that's going to be, I'm sure, a tremendous event. Give us that website again.
It's JerseyShoreGirlScouts.org.
Excellent. Of course, I'm sure most of our listeners have had experience either with the Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts. Here we specifically speaking of the Girl Scouts this morning, but really a tremendous organization, leadership organizations, really. I mean, their mission, of course, is to be an organization that's there for the youth of our community, and they've done that for over 100 years. Both organizations, really tremendous groups. I know that I wasn't a Girl Scout, but I was a looking back on, maybe I should have been, but I was a Boy Scout for a couple of years. I like to say about 4 minutes, but they're great organizations, and they really do a tremendous amount of work for the youth of our community. And everyone's had a Girl Scout cookie, but they are so much more than cookies, the Girl Scouts.
They are, and that's the whole man enough to be a Girl Scout thing. The Lakewood Blue Claws have been a big participant in it, and it's trying to get dads involved in the Girl Scouts.
Right.
With their daughters. So it's a wonderful thing. Madeline and everybody at the Girl Scouts, they're tremendous people. They have extraordinary ideas. They're going to be doing a Dancing with the Stars also, and all kinds of events coming down the line.
Excellent. The great leaders, great inspiration there, motivators, really. They really know how to get people out and to get their organizations funded because they bring such excitement to the table. And another organization that you're involved with, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, they have a walk coming up.
They do. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is an organization that's very near and dear to me. Lisa Champion, who runs the walk for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, was a guest with Jeremy about 2 weeks ago. The walk is on May 22nd. It's to raise money for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, which helps with the fight for inflammatory bowel diseases. Not pretty to talk about, but there's a lot of people who suffer from this.
Right.
It's on May 22nd, which is a Sunday, at First Energy Park. The registration starts at 8 o'clock. We need volunteers. We need people to walk and raise money. And then we're going to stay after, and we're going to have tickets available. The Blue Claws play that day at 1 o'clock.
Oh, tremendous.
So after the walk, everyone can stay, buy a ticket. And
have a hot dog, maybe?
Absolutely. Well, maybe not a hot dog for inflammatory bowel disease, but...
Right. Good call. Right. Though if you're a walker, you don't need to have Crohn's or colitis.
No, absolutely
you can walk
not.
Without this disease.
Many people...
walk in support of someone that has,
in
unfortunately.
support of families.
Right.
I walk. I have ulcerative colitis, so it's very important to me. But I'm a walker. Lots of us go out there and do it.
It's a great trek too. I know a lot of people that really love those walks because not only is it peaceful, but it's a great opportunity to walk the track around the field, and it's just a really beautiful part of Ocean County, and then to enjoy a game after is awesome.
And how many people get the chance to walk on the field? We get to walk on the field, and the Blue Claws are just such tremendous hosts for us. Yeah, and do such a wonderful job.
And Jim DeAngelis, who is their outreach guy and involved in so many of the organizations that I know you are and I am, and so many in our community know Jim, and really a great guy who makes sure that facility is open to so many organizations in town. So hats off to the Blue Claws. Thank you for mentioning that.
Jim's a great friend of mine also, and I don't think there's a charitable organization in Ocean or Monmouth County that isn't on a first-name basis with Jim.
Right, not involved with. So really a great community partner. The Blue Claws have certainly become a great asset to our community. Really looking forward to catching up with you after the break. Jeffrey, we got to find out what you're going to do with the Grunin Magic Wand, and we'll talk a little bit Rutgers when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I'm Ken Malagier, in for Jeremy today, live in our studio with Jeffrey Gerstenblatt. We'll be back after.
Stay tuned for Preferred Company with Joel Markell and Marianne Levy at 8. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues next. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Thank you for spending part of your morning with us. I'm Ken Malagier, in for Jeremy Grunin. I have the pleasure of having Jeffrey Gerstenblatt in with us this morning. Speaking of the many charitable organizations that he's involved with, we left you before the last break. Speaking of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, Jeffrey, can you give our listeners the website for that walk, which will be upon us very shortly?
I can. It's www.cctakesteps.org.
Excellent. And that walk is the 22nd of May.
It is.
Which will be here before we know it.
2 weeks.
So excellent, excellent. And that is a walk, not a run. So if you are a walker, this is definitely for you.
It's a walk similar to the other walks that we do, right?
Excellent, excellent. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that at First Energy Park. And Jeffrey, I've got to ask before we let you go, this is Jeremy's must question on the list of questions. We have to ask you, if you had that Grunin Magic Wand, what is it that you would do either for change at the Jersey Shore, specifically in organizations that you're involved with? What would you do with that Grunin Magic Wand?
I know what I'd like to hear. I know this is an election year, and being a lawyer, I know how negative things can be, and I hear a lot of negative things. I would really like people to talk about the good things about our state and our country. I hear so much negative. I hear so much we need to make America great again. I think America's great. I think New Jersey's great. I work with so many people in so many charitable endeavors. I see our generosity, our kindness, our openness. I see it all every day.
Right.
And I know we have our problems, and I know we have our differences and disagreements, but I think the things that unite us as Americans, as people in New Jersey, is so much stronger than what we disagree with.
I couldn't agree with you more. And as we look back on the political races, really for well over the last 100 years, if you are reading any of the transcripts from any of the debates, this debate is not unlike any other debate that has ever happened. It's always about renewing the American dream, and we're going back to Andrew Jackson. In terms of renewing the American dream when he ran against John Quincy Adams. So we're not talking about something new. It's something that often comes up in politics when there's an election cycle. But to take a step back and realize that there are a lot of really wonderful things. And as bad as things can be, or a situation might be, as difficult as it is, it's still better than any situation in any other country anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I'd take it hands down.
America's a great country with great people. We do great things. We we've talked about it all morning.
Absolutely. The tremendous amount of good that's happening in our community.
No question.
Right.
No question.
Right. And I think to see it, you just have to leave this country for a short while and travel, explore, be more of a world citizen to realize how great things really are right here at home.
I always say, we're a relatively young country, but we've been through a civil war, 2 world wars, a depression, the Great Recession, 9/11. I think we're going to be okay.
I think so. We have that Constitution, literally and figuratively, to succeed. We have the means. We have all of the beautiful and wonderful things. And how fortunate are we to live here at the New Jersey shore, a beautiful place. I know as much as we travel and we have the opportunity to travel often, there is nothing like coming home. And coming home to the New Jersey shore is a really special place.
Well, I've been a resident of Monmouth County since have my business in Ocean County, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Right. Well, Jeffrey, you are a shining example of how someone in business, how a professional can get out, can do something, and can make a difference in and for our community. And for that, we are very grateful. It has been a pleasure to speak with you this morning. Looking forward to seeing you again and seeing you around at many of these charitable organizations' events. Of course, for your Girl Scouts golf outing for that dinner, our very own Kevin Williams will be the MC for that event. He is a staple here at this station, at this organization. So that's going to be a tremendous event. All of the events that you're involved with are always tremendous. So, Jeff, thanks for coming by this morning. We wish you all the best, and I'm sure we'll see you again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ken Malagier in for Jeremy Grunin this morning. Our next guest in our 7 o'clock hour, the Master Gardeners of Ocean County.